If you have more than $1,000 sitting in your savings account right now, you're actually getting poorer every single day. And that emergency fund you've been so proud of building up, it's quietly losing you thousands of dollars while the banks are using your money to get rich. If that pisses you off, keep watching, because what I'm about to show you is going to change everything. I'm going to be straight with you. I spent 7 years following all the expert advice about saving money, did everything right, cut my lattes, made my lunch, saved in my savings account like a good little worker, and you know what I had to show for it? Still living paycheck to paycheck. Still one emergency away from disaster. The reason you've been told to save this way isn't because it helps you, it's because it helps the banking system keep you trapped. And I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me because I'm going to prove it to you in the next 13 minutes. Here's what nobody tells you about traditional savings advice. That high-yield savings account you keep hearing about, the one paying you 4% or 5% interest, sounds great, right? Wrong. Because while your money is earning 4%, inflation is running at 3% to 4%, sometimes higher. That means you're barely breaking even, or worse, you're losing purchasing power. Let me put this in real terms. Let's say you worked your butt off and saved $10,000. You're proud of that. You should be. That's hard to do. You put it in a high-yield savings account at 4.5%. 1 year later, you've got $10,450. You made $450. But here's the problem. That same $10,000 could buy you a decent used car last year. This year, with inflation, that same car costs $10,400. You didn't get ahead, you just ran in place.
And the worst part, the bank took your $10,000, lent it out at 7 to 24% interest for credit cards and loans, and made thousands while giving you pocket change. This is why 78% of Americans are still living paycheck to paycheck. Not because they're not saving, but because they're saving in all the wrong places. I want you to think about something right now. How many years have you been saving money the way you were told to? And how much closer are you to actual financial freedom? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, you're about to understand why. But here's what changed everything for me. I discovered that wealthy people don't save money the same way middle-class people do. They don't park cash in savings accounts earning pennies. They don't follow the same advice that keeps people trapped. They use 5 specific strategies that most financial advisors will never tell you about. Why? Because these strategies take money out of the banking system and put it to work for you instead. Once I understood these 5 traps and how to avoid them, my entire financial situation transformed in less than 2 years, and I'm going to walk you through each one. Trap 1 is the emergency fund in savings lie. You've been told to keep 3 to 6 months of expenses in a savings account for emergencies. Here's what's wrong with that. First, that's a massive amount of money just sitting there losing value to inflation. If your monthly expenses are $3,000, that's $9,000 to $18,000 doing absolutely nothing for you. Over 10 years, if you had invested that money instead and just kept a smaller true emergency buffer, you could have made an extra $15,000 to $30,000. That's real money you're leaving on the table. Second, most emergencies aren't actually emergencies. They're inconveniences. Car repair? That's not an emergency. That's a thing that happens when you own a car. Medical bill? If you have insurance, you can usually set up a payment plan. Real emergencies, the kind where you need cash today, are actually pretty rare. Here's what wealthy people do instead. They keep 1 month of expenses in savings. That's it. For true emergencies, they use a combination of a credit card with a grace period and a small line of credit. Why? Because if you have an emergency, you have 30 days before that credit card bill is due. That gives you time to move money around without losing years of growth. The rest of their money, it's working for them in index funds, in I-bonds, in assets that actually grow faster than inflation. Trap 2 is saving for someday without a real plan. This one kills me because I did this for years. You're saving money, but you don't actually know what you're saving for. Retirement, the future, a rainy day. That's not a plan. That's just hoping things work out. Here's the problem with vague savings goals. When you don't have a specific target, you never feel like you have enough. So you keep hoarding cash in low-interest accounts because you're scared to do anything else with it. Meanwhile, time is passing. Compound interest that could be working for you is being wasted. Let me show you what I mean. If you save $500 a month in a savings account at 4% for 20 years, you'll have about $183,000. If you invest that same $500 a month in a simple index index fund averaging 10% returns, you'll have about $382,000. That's literally double the money. Same effort, same discipline. Double the outcome. The difference? Having a real plan and putting your money in the right place. Here's what you need to do instead. Give every dollar a job, a specific job. This much is for true emergencies, 1 month of expenses. This much is for short-term goals. In the next 1 to 2 years, keep it in high-yield savings. This much is for medium-term goals, 3 to 5 years out. Put it in I-bonds or conservative investments. Everything else, long-term investment account. When your money has specific jobs, you stop being paralyzed by fear and start making it grow. Trap 3 is thinking a savings account is safe. This is the trap that keeps more people broke than anything else. You think your savings account is safe. It feels safe because the number doesn't go down. But safe from what? It's not safe from inflation. It's not safe from opportunity cost. It's not safe from keeping you poor. Let me tell you what safe actually means in the financial world. Safe means your money won't lose value. Not just the number, the actual purchasing power. And your savings account is absolutely not safe by that definition. In the last 3 years, if you kept your money in savings, you lost 10 to 15% of your purchasing power. That safe choice cost you thousands of dollars. Meanwhile, people who invested in boring index funds made 20 to 40% even with the market volatility. Here's what actually happens. You're so afraid of seeing your account balance go down for a month or two that you're willing to guarantee it loses value over years and decades. That's not safe. That's just slow motion broke. I know what you're thinking, but what if the market crashes right when I need my money? Great question. Here's the answer. You don't invest money you need in the next 2 to 3 years. That stays in savings. But money you won't touch for 5, 10, 20 years? That needs to be invested because over every single 10-year period in stock market history, the market has gone up. Even if you invested at the worst possible time, right before the 2008 crash, you'd still be way ahead today. The safety of savings accounts is an illusion that keeps you trapped. Real safety comes from having money that grows faster than inflation and builds actual wealth.
Trap 4 is saving first, living on what's left. This sounds like good advice. Pay yourself first. But here's the problem. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, saving first just means you run out of money faster. Then what happens? You use your credit card, you dip into savings, you feel like a failure. The cycle repeats. Here's what actually works. You need to save and reduce your fixed costs at the same time. Most people try to save by cutting the small stuff, the coffee, the Netflix, the lunch out. That's exhausting and it doesn't move the needle. What moves the needle is attacking your big 3: housing, transportation, and food. If you're spending 40% of your income on rent or mortgage, you will never get ahead by skipping lattes. I know that's harsh, but it's true. Here's what wealthy people do. They keep their housing cost under 25% of income. They drive paid-off cars or affordable cars. They meal prep, not because it's trendy, but because it cuts their food bill in half. That frees up 15 to 20% of their income to actually save and invest. You can't save your way out of poverty if your fixed costs are eating 80% of your paycheck. Attack the big expenses first. Then saving becomes automatic and painless. Trap 5 is waiting until you have enough to start investing. This is the most dangerous trap because it feels responsible. I'll start investing when I have $5,000. I'll start when I pay off my debt. I'll start when I get that raise. Meanwhile, years pass, and compound interest that could have been working for you is gone forever. You can never get those years back. Here's what nobody tells you. You can start investing with $50. You can start with $20. Most brokerage accounts have zero minimums now. Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard. You can buy fractional shares of index funds. That means even if you only have $50, you can own a piece of the entire stock market. Check this out. If you invest just $50 a month starting at age 25, by age 65, you'll have about $190,000. If you wait until 35 to start, you'll have about $76,000. Same amount of money invested per month, but starting 10 years earlier gets you an extra $114,000. That's the power of time. The perfect time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. They will never come. Start with whatever you have. $20, $50, $100. Just start, because every month you wait is money you're throwing away. All right, so what do you actually do with all this information? I'm going to give you 5 specific steps you can take this week to escape these traps. Step
Step 1. Calculate your real emergency fund number. Take your monthly expenses, multiply by 1. That's it. If you spend $3,000 a month, you need $3,000 in savings, not $9,000, not $18,000. Everything above that 1 month is losing you money.
Step 2. Open a brokerage account today. Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab. They're all good. They're all free. This takes 15 minutes. If you're a complete beginner, go with Fidelity. Their app is the easiest to use. Don't overthink this. Just open the account. Step 3. Set up automatic investments, even if it's just $25 a week. Set it and forget it. Buy a target date retirement fund if you want the simplest option. Or buy VTI. That's the Total Stock Market Index Fund. Don't try to pick individual stocks. Don't try to time the market. Just buy the whole market and let it grow. Step 4. Give every dollar a specific job. Make a simple spreadsheet or use a notes app. Emergency fund, 1 month of expenses. Short-term savings for stuff in next 1 to 2 years, high-yield savings. Medium-term goals, 3 to 5 years, I bonds or conservative funds. Long-term wealth, 5+ years, index funds in your brokerage account. When you know exactly what each dollar is for, you stop hoarding cash out of fear. Step 5. Attack your biggest expense. This is the one that creates actual breathing room. If you're renting, can you get a roommate? Move to a slightly cheaper place? Negotiate your rent? If you have a car payment, can you sell it and buy something cheaper with cash? If your food budget is out of control, can you meal prep on Sundays? Cut one big expense by 10 to 20% and you'll free up more money than a year of skipping coffee. Put that extra money straight into your automatic investment account. These 5 steps will do more for your finances in the next 6 months than the last 5 years of traditional savings advice. Let me tell you what happened when I finally made these changes. For 7 years, I was saving $300 a month in a regular savings account. I felt like I was doing everything right. At the end of 7 years, I had about $27,000 saved. Sounds good, right? But when I calculated what that money should have been worth if I'd invested it instead, I realized I'd lost over $15,000 in potential growth. That hurt. But here's what happened next. I took $26,000 of that savings and invested it in index funds. I kept $3,000 for emergencies. I started investing $400 a month automatically, the same $300 I was saving before, plus the $100 I saved by cutting my car payment. In just 2 years, that invested money has grown to over $38,000. That's $12,000 of growth in 2 years, compared to basically zero growth in 7 years of saving. Same discipline, same monthly amount, completely different results. And here's the best part. I sleep better now, not worse, because I know my money is actually working for me, instead of just sitting there losing value. I'm not special. I'm not a finance genius. I just stopped following advice designed to keep me broke. And if I can do this, you absolutely can too. Look, I get it. Everything I just told you goes against what you've been taught your whole life. Your parents told you to save money in the bank. Your teachers told you to build up that emergency fund. Every financial expert says the same thing. But think about this. If that advice actually worked, why are 78% of Americans still living paycheck to paycheck? Why do people with $20,000 in savings still feel broke? Because the advice isn't designed to make you wealthy. It's designed to make the banks wealthy. You have the power to break out of this system. You have the power to make your money work for you instead of working for someone else. But you have to make a choice right now. You can keep doing what you've been doing and hope things magically change, or you can take control starting today. The sooner you start, the more compound interest works in your favor. Every single month matters. Don't look back 5 years from now and wish you'd started today. If this video opened your eyes to how the system has been working against you, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because next week I'm breaking down exactly how to pick your first investments, the step-by-step guide for complete beginners who are terrified of losing money. You don't have to stay trapped in the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. You're closer to financial freedom than you think. You just needed someone to tell you the truth. Now, go take action.